Okay, welcome back to trigonometry. We are going to be looking at this next triangle, and we have to figure out what are the angles. Okay, be careful and read the instructions. I'm only going to ask you to figure out one angle because asking for all three is going to be a little tedious, and I don't want to do that to you. Okay, so what we have to do is figure out, like, okay, we want angle C or angle X. Okay, the X should be down here. That's fine. Okay, but that's what we're going to try to figure out here. Okay, one of the things we have to know is, well, first off, you can't set this up as law of sines because you need angles for law of sines. We have no angles, we just have sides. So we are going to deal with, we need the side opposite the angle. That's my C side. And then the A and the B are the two edges that are adjacent to this angle. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll say we need C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times the cosine theta. We'll go ahead and change that to a theta, okay, or X, whatever. So we can go ahead and figure out what's going to happen here. So I need 12 squared is equal to 10 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 10 times 7 times the cosine of this angle. Okay, so that's just setting up that problem. So we can go ahead and start, we typed in our numbers, we can start sorting out what's going to happen here. So 12 squared is 144. We have 100. We have plus 49 minus, this is going to be 2 times 70. So it's going to be minus 140, right? 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times 10 times the cosine of this angle. I don't know what that is yet. So here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to subtract 100, subtract 100. We're going to have to subtract 49, subtract 49, and then we'll see what we have here. So we have 144. Let's go ahead and turn our calculator on. So we've got 144 minus 100 minus 49. Okay, negative 5. Great. So we have negative 5 equals negative 140 times the cosine of the angle. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by negative 140. So here we go, negative 140, negative 140. The negative signs cancel. Isn't that convenient? So we have 5 over 140 is equal to the cosine of the angle I'm looking for. And it's positive because the negative signs canceled. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to solve for theta. So we're going to say theta is equal to the inverse cosine of 5 over 140. Now, I think I'm in degree mode, so I'm in degrees, and they said, okay, figure this out to the nearest hundredth of a degree. So that's what we're going to do here. So we want the inverse cosine of 5 over 140, and we'll see what that's going to do for us. Okay. So we have, this is 87.95 degrees. So this was theta equals 87.95 degrees. I think they wanted this to two decimal places. I think they did. We're going to double check here. 0.953. So even if we went more decimal places, that would round off. So we would say 953. We could do that, knowing that our final answer, we're going to drop that 3. So it's 87.95 degrees. And that's what my angle X is. We'll go ahead and we'll change that to an X equals, and that is the answer I'm comfortable with. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of ways to like verify your answer without getting like the rest of the angles, which would be a long time. You can do it. Okay, but so once I would have one angle, I could go ahead and verify the rest of my triangle with law of sines and then subtract it from 180, subtract my angles from 180 to make sure I've got something here. But I think that's what we're gonna do is call it here and say that's my answer. Hooray. And we'll be done with the problem. So you don't have to check it. Okay, you just have to calculate this angle. If you're confident with it, you're good to go with right there. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, take care.